Haugen. Check the description box below for tabs and backing tracks on my website, information about exactly what sound tools I'm using today, how to schedule one-on-one time with me, live streams and more on Patreon, and deep dive courses on the CAGED system, double stops, playing to changes, and improv. It's all there on my website. Here we go. Let's skip that for now, though. Let's do a review of what I think you need to know for this lesson to make sense. Okay, so probably you know about the CAGED system, the principle that, hey man, every chord appears 5 different ways. Shaped like a C chord. By the way, I'm playing a bunch of Fs here. Shaped like an A chord. Shaped like a G chord, which I just do that. Shaped like an E chord. And shaped like a D chord, but really, this looks like that. Boom, I'll put the charts up on Patreon along with the backing track. Tabs are on my website. So one more time, F, this Stevie Wonder song is in the key of F. Here's the 5 ways you can play an F chord. And then we have the D shape. Then you have the C shape. Then you have the A shape. Then you have the G shape, which you could kind of say is that, or if you can get both of them. And that's often where I think a lot of people stop with CAGED, but let's talk about this for a second. There's a great quote the algorithm sent me on Instagram by Adam Grant. I'll put it up here. The learning process isn't finished when you acquire knowledge. It's complete when you consistently apply that knowledge. Darn. Darn. Exactly. And what that means is, okay, we got this idea that these chords appear multiple ways, and what does that mean for us to do with them? What I often tell my students to do, and this is also what I do and have been doing ever since I figured this out, is every new song you learn, you have to do this to it. You have to find the various locations that you want to play in. So like, for example, let's just look at the first 3 chords of this really cool Stevie Wonder song, right? F, and then it is a B flat minor, and then an E flat. See that jump there? That's not ideal for, B flat minor, for a rhythm guitar part. We don't want to be necessarily going. We want to see if we can keep them all in the same place and smoothly transition between them. And we can. Check it. There's our F. Here's our B flat minor. And the way this works is your brain just has to go, oh man, I know that there has to be an E flat because that's the next chord. There's got to be an E flat in this area. I know that there's one over here. That means I know that there's this one back here. That's my C shape. That means before that C, the last one is the D shape. Oh, there he is, but that's a really big jump. Oh, wait, there's that one. Now, yeah, that's awkward. Not ideal. And so the real thing that I say is once you have the CAGED system in place, with those big structures, ready? Please listen. Break it into small 3-string groups. And yeah, this is where it overlaps with the world of triads, because yeah, often triads are taught that way. To me, CAGED is still the more useful thing because it is the more minimalist, simple way of looking at things, because a CAGED shape contains 1 triad, 2 triad, 3 triads at least, more if you could count that. And so that's why I'm like, hey, get really good at the CAGED shapes first, and then the arpeggios, the triads, and the scales all drop into those structures rather than it feeling like these little things that you don't see the connection points for. So now let's get into what I actually did there. I started over here out of this position of F, the C-shaped F, just because I wanted to. Like, I think of things like, Here's like my low range strings, the bottom three. My low mids are the A, D, and G. The kind of mid highs are the D, G, and B, and the twinkly highs are the G, B, and E, if I think of things that way. And again, that's why I like this system so much. It means we get to be up here and like make these little plans upstairs, be like, I think I want to do a part that's kind of in that mid range. And create a part like that, that like it puts you in control upstairs rather than being kind of victim to. You get to really choose your range and connect things very smoothly. So here's the F I'm going to be thinking of, but I'm really just grabbing these three strings, the D, the G, and the B, to get that really classic, you could say that's a triad shape. Sure, that's an F in first inversion, 7, 5, 6. And that's kind of on the original track. I'm not sure who's playing the guitar on that track, but yeah, there's definitely something like that. Because again, the scale tones and the pentatonics are right there too. The melody's right there if I want to find it too. But anyway, so I did a little hammer on there to get this little pentatonic tone for that. And then playing around with that tone there. And then I'm looking for that B flat minor. There it is. And that's on the original track too. Ends up being a B flat minor 7 at that point. I'm seeing that chord, but that is, yeah, we're in focus still. Okay. That is, again, to me, this is why I don't like to say even fret names or even necessarily note names, because to me it's about a structure. And then from years of doing this, intuitive sound and feel for that area, knowing that this is going to sound like that. A lot of sitting around, watching Seinfeld reruns, noodling around with guitar. That's how I got good at this. I love Seinfeld. Okay, those little kicks. Okay, 6, 8, and 6 and 6. And then I know that the next chord is that E flat. It's kind of a brutal key in this song, is kind of going back and forth between major and minor because he's Stevie Wonder and he's a freaking genius. There's a D flat. No, there's my E flat chord. Now I could have just done a power chord there, but I kind of spotted this little shape of a partial triad hiding inside that system. So again, there's the shape. 5 and 8. So that opening little. There's that D flat now. Here's a D flat, here's a D flat. You don't play a lot of D flats on guitar. I did pick an evil example for this lesson, but I was listening to Stevie Wonder this weekend, so that's what we do. And then the little fill. That's out of F major pentatonic. That's just that area there. Notice how well the voice leading is going on there, which is, jazz will talk about it, but really to me, voice leading means we're paying attention to the top edge of the chord that we're playing and making sure it makes sense, that it's smooth between everybody. Notice how it's all connected. It's very piano-like. And then I just want to showcase, like, this is what you do. You just go, well, that was cool there. What if I want a higher twinkly thing? So same thing. I just chose upstairs. I was like, all right, let's go find a high version of F. Which again, here's a G-shaped F way up high. I saw a thing on Instagram with Joe Pass. Oh, man, I can't do it on this guitar in this position on this stool, but yeah, playing the G shape like that. I always just say choose a side. So I chose the twinkly side. 10, 10, 13. and then I just moved back down to a little bit more of the high mid side. Playing around with, I know that this is the ninth of the key, or of the chord. You know, I always say to practice stuff to be like, what about this note? Because those are the pentatonics that go with it, and that's a big, you know, I've talked about that before. Okay, well, now I need to detour. Caged holds stuff. This structure holds the major pentatonic for that chord shape also. So I always tell students, groove for a bar, and then feel those, what your options are. This seems so boring and useless, but it is so the opposite. Because every time I play that, and if I'm really paying attention, my hand is building an intuitive map of the tones and what happens when I put my finger in those places and what that sounds like and what that feels like. So I'm not necessarily going, oh, heretofore I will play the ninth and then I will do a flat third going up to the third. No, that is what I was doing, but at this point it's just pure, I'm going to move my fingers this way and they're going to make the sound I want them to make. That's the important thing. But anyway, so there's my little F thing there. And then I have to look for the B flat minor that's around there. And so yeah, from sitting around being like, well, I know B flat's here, B flat minor is here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. So that's why I grab that. That is 11, 10, 11. And then I'm looking for an E flat because E flat is here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. So that means that it's those three, that 8, 8, 8. So let's check that again. And then we are looking for a D flat. Oh, there's one right there. So I do like a, we need that E flat again. There, and then the F again. Here. One last detour. If you enjoy my work and it helps you out, like, subscribe, share. That costs you nothing, and I cannot tell you how much that helps people like me tremendously. Those things. Okay, back to the thing. Then a little F fill to connect me to one lower place because I just wanted to showcase a lower thing. So I'm back to this F here. Again, 5 and 5, 7 to there. Using my pinky to get that one little detour about hand technique. Notice I'm not this way on a tricky chord like this because it's really hard to get that stretch clean. When things are led with the pinky, it's hard on this guitar because it's so big. It's a freaking boat. It looks so cool, though. So stupid big. It's hard to even fit it in frame when I shoot videos. Idiot. It's so cool, though. Okay, anyway. Get that pinky on that 8th fret, and I slide all the way down to this F here. So yeah, one more time around the loop, looking for the chords there. Let's see. You know, because there's the F chord, and I know where my major pentatonic is. Then you know you're looking for your B flat minor. Well, I know it's there, but I was like, I was actually already. So I did that, kind of seeing this one here. That is 4 and 3. But again, spotting this one. Again, that's why you got to know all the shapes to be able to connect things really smoothly, even the ones you don't like. This is bonus round in E flat in the open position. That requires some smarts to spot. There's E. There's E flat. Nerd. But yeah, that's 110. I probably just hybrid picked it. Look, I can't even fit the guitar in frame this way. But yeah, I did a... See that? The bird caught that. This is so fun. Good tone out of this Supro Amulet. The freaking thing is infallible. I do have this Strymon Deco going too. But like, this amp just sounds good no matter what I do to it. Shameless plug. But it is a good amp. 1 and 0. And then I'm looking for my D flat. Yeah, because again, I wanted low and growly for this one. Juicy. Because, here's a D flat. You could say that's a triad in the second inversion, but to me, they're cage shapes. 4, 4, 3, and then back to that E flat, and then back to that F. All right, now let me just quickly show you that opening crossover thing that Steve's doing on the harmonica. I'm going to go ahead and visualize this version of F, minor, because it's going to be a minor pentatonic is the first lick. And then Eric with his severe pick noise problem. Listen. It's one of the things I actually don't really love about my playing. Oh, well. Sometimes that bite. But anyway, that is a blues lick on the 11. The 11 comes up, down, 9, land on that 10, because that's a blues lick. I often talk about this, though. Crossover licks will be there'll be a blues lick, and then immediately kind of a major pentatonic lick. Because that's a B.B. King lick now, because that's coming in. That's major pentatonic out of that, so that's coming in on 12. And that 12. Just make sure that's still going over here. Yep, still going. Okay. But then back to blues. That's a bonus round bend right there. If that's my tonic, my F, that's the flat 3 going up to the 4. You know what song does that? Beatles, Polythene Pan. What is it? Yeah, that's a great bend because, we're used to going. But it's cool to go. Bonus round. That's a great bend. Okay, though. I got to play the whole lick now. And then more major pentatonic kind of in between, though. Other thing I always say, when you get that little lick down, don't speed it up, do the opposite. Feel what it feels like to pull the tempo back, to really drag things. And that's how I practice it. I got it, and then I was like, slower. It only makes it stinkier, and it only ensures that when you play with other people or on the spot and your heart rate is up, that you still got it. Because if you always play things at the edge of your ability where you're hanging on for dear life, if your heart goes faster than that, the adrenaline kicks up, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. It's going to fall apart. So yeah, whenever you learn something, drag the tempo back and feel how, the supreme power of being able to control the tempo of what you're doing. Okay, so to review. The thing is this, in this long-winded video about what to actually do with CAGED next is, you learned those shapes, awesome, that's great, and also realize, like I said, they hold everything else is in there. You got the main shape, it's holding the pentatonics, the triads, the arpeggios, all the other funky modes and things are actually hiding with each of those shapes. But every song you learn, like sit around and be like, what if I put it on these 3 strings and connect everything this way? What if I put it in the mid-range and connect everything that way? It's that classic thing, like that Adam Grant quote I shared, that Knowing the thing is one thing. Consistently doing it again and again is another thing. And I've said this in other videos. It's never easy. It's never just, there it is. No, because every song has different chord changes. And so for me, a long time ago, I was like, this is really interesting. And this is observably what I keep seeing in all the songs I like, all the artists I like are doing variations of this. It doesn't matter if it's Television, Mark Ribot, Mark Knopfler, War on Drugs, Captain Beat, whatever. Whoever I like, I'm like, these structures keep showing up. David Gilmour, like this is the same stuff that everybody's using. What if I just stick with this for forever? That was 20 years ago and I haven't exhausted it yet. So it does require just a stupid amount of patience and tenacity to stick with it and really see what you can get out of it. But I don't know, look at my YouTube channel. I tend to think it works. Thanks so much to everybody who supports me. We already ran through all the spiel. I put it earlier in the video. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. Happy Friday. Eat pizza.